Hello and welcome to Bad Boy Cinema. I'm your host, Rickeo, and with me is, as always, Elliet Film. Elliot, how are you? There you
are. I'm great. This is the Rickeo and Elliet show today. Rickeo plus Elliet.
Because this week we are reviewing Romeo plus Juliet. Released in 1996, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
directed by Baz L, who I am a fan of. You, I think, do not like any of his movies at all.
Yeah. I'm learning that. I thought that I might like him. But looking at his filmography, very sparse filmography for such a well-known director, Baz L.
Baz L, yeah. I like. I know it is pretty. He doesn't have too many. Yeah, he's only just got a handful.
Yeah,
which is crazy to me. Is like I've seen half of his movies, which is 3.
Yeah.
But I like him.
It's I don't know. He has a very strong sense of style. I think the his ability to capture aesthetics is very strong.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
And that's certainly on display in Romeo plus Juliet. And we were talking, like, just to get it out of the way, because this is Romeo and Juliet, right? And it's Romeo and Juliet with the like original Shakespearean prose, which you're either gonna find cool or you're gonna really hate.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're both in the camp of not liking the Shakespearean prose. Like I get the bit. Like I think Baz here is being a little silly.
Yeah.
With he's kind of juxtaposing. He's taking the Shakespearean prose and go, but now look at how silly the rest of the movie is and how over the top and like maximalized everything is. And he's being silly with that juxtaposition, which is something near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I love taking a thing and go, now look at this other thing. Think about that.
Keep thoughts in your head at once. You might love it.
You might think it's good.
You might not, but you might.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's great. You know, we're having fun here. There's some clever ideas in here of having instead of like a Smith and Wesson, the gun brand is just sword
or dagger. Yeah,
that's good.
No, it's like he's doing funny little visual gags like throughout the movie. And I think if anyone watching this movie, I don't want to name names as somebody who might have watched this movie with us, who was taking everything too literally and too seriously. I'm like, that's not what we're really.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be kind of goofy and stupid because it's. I think Baz, and I don't want to speak on behalf of the man, but to speak on behalf of the man, he's taking a silly story, which I'm sure Shakespeare also thought was kind of silly. And he's going, how far can we push this?
Yeah. Having never read or experienced,
which is mind-boggling that you've never. This is the first way you consume Romeo and Juliet, which honestly might be the ideal experience.
Yeah, this is a story that has passed me by, but it's not, my first Shakespeare. I've done.
Did you know like the plot, or was it like a huge twist that like the ending? You know what I mean?
I knew the plot. There were some specifics that I didn't know, but this story's been around for
it's been around for not that long, but it's been around the block a few times at least. Yeah, I'll give you that.
So it's kind of hard to avoid spoilers for Romeo and Juliet. My understanding was that Juliet took real poison, but then just happened to survive it.
No,
Not
it
the
was
case.
always that was
Not
not the
the case.
case. Yeah, like
It was
she always had a fake one that would like put her down for like an extended period of time, and then she's
yeah.
back. Just long enough to like kind of get through the corner. Kind of similar to another film that we both enjoy. Go to
Mm,
prison.
that you know what
Honestly, let's go to prison is kind of the
could be a
kind of
modern
it,
Romeo and
now that I'm
Juliet.
it's kind of the modern Romeo and Juliet that this kind of wishes it was.
Yeah,
If you
in
kind of
many
squint
ways.
your eyes and just sort of tilt your head a little bit,
There's a police captain there.
there's a
There's
love story.
yeah, Mercutio is cross dressing in that one too as well. I think.
I don't think he's in that movie.
No, he's not.
Mercutio,
But
I like when I was watching this movie because again, like I think the most interesting stuff to talk about this is all the aesthetic
yeah,
component, which is what Bazel's good at. Because like again, it's not like there's like a script really worth talking about. It's Romeo and Juliet, and it's not like a adaptation of Romeo. It's just the
it just is.
is the
It's
script.
the
Yeah,
script.
line for
Uh,
line, as close as you could possibly get to the original. I'm sure.
yeah,
Um, I'm sure some pedantic English major in the audience will be like, "Well, actually, they cut out this part because I'm a loser," But whatever.
yeah.
Um,
Fucking get out of here.
here, read a real
Here's
book.
what I want to say before we move past the writing.
Yeah.
Because we can after this, I feel like, but
Yeah, there's not really much to discuss. Yeah.
there's not much. So this being my first experience of this story, from start to finish, this is like kind of this whole thing. Every part of this movie feels like a B story.
It's the B plot of something else.
Yeah, like
Now,
in a movie where Romeo is the main character's best friend. Like if this story followed Mercutio, and then Romeo is just like kind of there.
that would be a better story is if you have like it's all from Mercutio's perspective, and then like Romeo just kind of jumps in as like, "Hey," and then leaves because he
Yeah,
does a lot of that. He's like, "Hey guys, I know you're in the middle of like a gang war, but I'm just gonna
yeah,
go fuck around. Bye."
yeah.
That is a good point. I
Um,
don't think I've heard that perspective, and I would like to see a movie kind of taking advantage of that.
yeah,
What's the
because
A plot to Romeo and Juliet?
truly, I was
Romantic
like,
side character B plot bullshit. Because that is now that you say that, it's exactly how it feels. You're right.
yeah. Um, it's a lot of just like Romeo showing up. Hey guys, like, oh, Tybalt's here. I gotta go. Like that seems way more interesting.
Yeah.
The gang war stuff is cool.
It,
Lean
it
into
no, it is
the
legitimately cool, even with the Shakespearean
yeah.
dialogue, like them,
Lean
and
into
especially the
the
style
gritty
that Boz puts
city.
on it.
Yeah, the gritty city with like Catholic imagery, Catholicism.
Yeah,
Um,
it's super
you know,
cool.
super cool aesthetic. You got the neon crosses. My
The
wife
neon
was
crosses
like,
with the candles,
yeah,
so sick. Again, someone
absolutely.
we were watching this with last night was saying that they're like, you have all the candles. Why are the crosses there? I'm like, you don't get it.
Leave.
You're
You
not
don't
getting the
get the
vision.
movie.
Yeah, because that's sick. That's such a cool move.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. The cars are sick in this movie. I don't care about cars,
The
but I was like,
guns, the stupid hair, the fashion. It's all
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
When Tybalt comes out in the Zoolander intro, they just ripped off the intro to Zoolander. Weird move, but
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, they
uh,
ripped off Zoolander
interesting choice.
for sure.
Um, how he's got like the chest tattoo, he's got the Mary on his gun, he's got like his shoes have a cross or whatever they have on them. You know, like someone put effort here.
Yeah.
Someone
This
did
is like
something.
some Western like Catholicism, like Kingdom Hearts ass character designs, and I mean that
Yeah.
it may be the best way possible because it is sick. Yeah. Oh, dude. What? Oh, I had. Did you think the two guys with there was like one with pink hair and one with blonde hair.
Yeah.
They kind of remind me of the Da Vinci twins a little
Yeah, I
bit.
see that for sure.
Yeah, like kind of like really stupid, which I use stronger words when I was watching the movie, but really stupid Da Vinci like guys. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. They're
Mercutio, I don't think was as gay in the original one.
yeah.
He is
And
really, and I mean that in the matter of fact sense,
I
not
think
in the.
it's great. I think his
It's really
character
funny. Yeah.
I think he does amazing. Mercutio is my favorite part of
Have
the
you seen
film.
Lost?
No.
Well, Mercutio is in Lost, and unfortunately, he's like an incredibly unlikable character in Lost.
Yeah. I believe
But
that.
yeah,
So I was reading the Wikipedia. I'm gonna start calling it Wikipedia, by the way.
I don't think that's going to stick around for longer than this episode. But
I don't think it's
feel
going
free
to
to
stick around for longer
folks,
than the next 2 minutes.
right into the podcast, right into our email. Let us know if you think Wikipedia is going to last longer than
Will I
another
keep up
30
that
minutes.
bit to the end of the episode? Who's
Will
to
you
say?
remember?
Probably not.
And give us your thoughts about Boz L. Or Romeo plus
Absolutely.
Juliet. Yeah.
Let us know if you want us to do Moulin Rouge. We won't do Australia, but
we will not do Australia, but we'll do Moulin Rouge.
If there's interest, we'll do Moulin Rouge.
I would do Great Gatsby for no particular reason, but
yeah.
So
we normally do fan castings, and I always find it interesting to find the alternate castings that like didn't work out for whatever reason.
Well, and I was going to bring this up as well because I mentioned in the pre-show that I didn't care for our Juliet. Because here's the thing, like I think to talk about the dialogue again, how I think it is a challenge to like have the juxtaposition of the aesthetic with the Shakespearean prose and deliver it in a way that like doesn't feel goofy and like I think some level of goofiness is intended, but like I think
it's a hurdle.
It's a hurdle. There's a right and wrong way to do it, and I think Leo, crushes it in this. I think he does a pretty good job given.
Yeah, I think
the struggles and the fact that he was like 21.
Yeah, there are some moments that I think he falls short, but he's working.
He's no Mercutio, who also crushes.
Mercutio, absolutely.
And I think those two are really the big highlights. Everyone else is like fine.
Yeah,
and I would say, but Juliet, not maybe a little less than fine.
Yeah. So in the Wikipedia,
but that was originally supposed to be tossed around, and I think there was a pretty good reason why it didn't end up working out. But Natalie Portman was considered as Juliet, which she would have been 13. So I think that was kind of like it would have been more maybe accurate to the original text, but probably for the best they didn't go that route.
Yeah. During rehearsals, it was thought that she looked too young for the part, and the footage looked as though DiCaprio was molesting her. Yeah, she was like a preteen, and he was 21.
21. So yeah, that would do it. I wonder if that like that experience kind of like locks something in for Leo,
Yeah. Christian Bale also was almost Mercutio, which
that would have been funny.
Like because the role was done so well, I'm like, just shut it, don't do that. But Christian Bale is also he's very
like
good.
I wouldn't recast Mercutio. I mean, honestly, like I know again we do our fan recast, but it's like
he did great. You did perfect.
I don't know if I'd really because so many of these roles are like just kind of irrelevant, and the ones that aren't like have either already been done well enough that we don't really need the fan recast, or we don't want to make 13-year-old Natalie Portman do it. So
yeah, I
Would you put in like a Tiny Tim in for Leo? I know we do that one a lot.
don't.
I think he could do it. Like I don't think it would be as good.
I only do that because he's the only actor I can name.
That is
He's the
young.
only
We want
actor.
Finn
Yeah,
Wolfhard to do it. Have the
yeah. Like
Stranger
those are the
Things
only.
kids be Romeo and Juliet.
We'll have what's his name? Caleb
Yeah,
Gavin Gaten Matarazzo. That's his name. I got there.
yeah.
Gaten Matarazzo could do this. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not gonna recast like Romeo's dad. Like who cares?
Well, yeah, no, all these roles are like truly. There's like 5 parts that matter even a
Yeah.
little bit, and then
Shout out Jesse Bradford as Balthazar.
I don't even who
So
the fuck who's
he comes to
who.
get Leo when he misses the mail.
Oh, that guy.
That's Balthazar, and Leo is mad at him.
Yeah, I liked the priest
Hmm.
guy who was also like a stoner. Well, that was the imagery they were evoking, but then like they play it straight like he's just like an apothecary. So again, it's funny. Like it's
Yeah,
clearly like somebody who has a bit of a fixation on Shakespeare or like I don't know. Again, it's like I think the movie's supposed to evoke LA, but I get a lot of Miami vibes as well.
absolutely.
Um,
This has
thank you for
Miami all
validating
over.
that.
This has
Yes,
Miami all over it.
yeah. So maybe it's like somebody's just little fixations that he's like, wouldn't it be funny if this was this, you know? And then like I think
Yeah.
that's the whole movie. Like and I can't believe this was made. Like they truly don't make movies like this anymore.
No, you will not see a
Because this
movie like
feels like
this.
this appeals to like 3 people. Neither of whom
And
none of whom are us.
it was a box office smash. The people love it.
Really.
To this day, the
People had
people
such
love it.
better taste.
Yeah.
Like not that this is like a great movie. Like it's I get on Letterboxd I gave it a 3 with no like
Hmm.
because I don't really don't care for the Shakespearean prose, which again that's a failing on me in this case, right?
Sure.
Like
Um,
I'm not able to meet the movie where it is, so that's on me.
yeah, I'm gonna look at
But
the top films of 1996 to see,
see if there's
what was
anything
its
better going on.
competition. The English Patient, Ray Fiennes. Too long. Fargo, yeah, that's better than this. Train Spotting, yeah, it's better. Sling Blade, yeah. Scream 1, sure.
There's some good stuff in theaters back then.
James and the Giant Peach, that's a banger. Um, yeah,
They're doing
there's a
some
lot of
real
good stuff.
dude. James and the Giant Peach kind of freaked me out when I was a kid.
I was obsessed with that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was obsessed with that movie, but I remember watching it like 30 times.
Mhm.
But I only remember watching it in a house that I don't know where it was or who lived there.
I have like distinct memories of like watching it in like a not quite after school program, but like someone wheeled in a TV on a one of those
Yeah,
not
the
cabinet
TV
things,
cart.
but the TV cart things. Yeah, they wheeled in one of those and put on James and the Giant Peach. We saw part of it, and I was like, "This is weird.
Yeah,
I
I
don't like
watched it a
what's going
lot,
on."
but I don't know. I don't know why I watched it so much. It might be that I was at some stranger's house for some reason for an extended period of time, and that was the
Mhm.
only movie they had. Um, but then I was like labeled as the kid who loves James and the Giant Peach. So
I mean, if I had to
it's a
guess, if
slippery
you were
slope
to
out
like
there.
James and the Giant Peach a lot, I would lean on the side of yeah.
Yeah, so would I. It's probably good. I don't really remember it, but I do remember having seen it a lot. Uh, comparisons to other Billy Wag-a-Dagger vehicles.
I mean, of the ones I've seen, right? So I've seen half his filmography. Sounds real impressive, right?
No, Billy
This one feels
Wag-a-Dagger.
the most over the top of what I've seen. Um, like it feels over the top and like completely not grounded in reality. Like obviously a very deliberate, in a very deliberate sense, and it's anachronistic as hell. You know, what she
Yeah,
likes.
yeah,
He does the
um,
Bridgerton thing where it's like, you know, sort of period piece covers of like pop songs. Not that
yeah,
Bridgerton's doing
uh,
the Baz Luhrmann thing, really, but
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, I do like. So I have this film on DVD. Is how I watched it, and they have the music edition, and it has on the menu all of the songs, and then when you pick the song, you're like, the part where they sing like "When Doves Cry," that part's
Mhm.
sick, and it just takes you to that part of the movie, which is interesting.
That might be the best way to watch the movie is just enjoy the like music video ish like
Yeah,
knockoff productions of various pop songs and be like, yeah, this is
yeah.
sick.
Yo, the Cardigans, let's go. Um, yeah, and I also think more movies should end with as exit music for a film. A great song to end a movie on. Can't really say why. That's the name of the Radiohead song that plays over the credits. Um, yeah,
It is funny.
great. A lot more Radiohead than you would expect in this film going in.
There, I mean, I was expecting zero, but there's
There's two.
certainly more. Yeah, there is too. Um, yeah, compared to his other work though, I mean, I love
I
Great
mean,
Gatsby. I
compared
think it's
to we're fine. Compared to other Billy Waggadagger, not Bozell, but Willie Shakespeare.
Billy Waggadagger. I was like, what the
Billy
fuck are you talking?
Waggadagger. Yeah.
I thought you were just saying words.
That's what his friends call him.
Romeo and Juliet's kind of mid. Like I think it's like it's the idiot's idea of what good Shakespeare is. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
but also I think people are like, you know, this one's probably like I think if you were to talk to old uh, Bill S, he would say, "Yeah, it's fine. You know, this was just kind of it was one for them, one for me. This was one for them."
Yeah. It is I don't know, it's very straightforward from my understanding.
Well, Bill S likes to do this. He likes to do just kind of like I don't like his dramatic plays in general because they're like really heavy on the prose and they're not like fun. Like
Yeah.
they don't. I think it's he doesn't do a good convincing drama that I give a shit about. But his comedy plays are pretty funny because it's usually just a bunch of like silly circumstantial like happenstance stuff and like comedy of errors type
Yeah. It's like if he
vehicles.
was around today, he would love Dumb and Dumber, dude.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would have. Um, he loves like a little Rube Goldberg machine of silly little happenstance things that end up in a big misunderstanding, and it's a hoot. That's a lot of fun. You know, so I think I like pretty much all of his comedies more than Romeo and Juliet, but Romeo and Juliet's better than in my to my taste than a lot of his dramas. So it's somewhere in the middle. It's fine.
Yeah.
Um, I will
Yeah.
say I respect that you know a lot of directors there's one for them and one for me. Baz Luhrmann, I think he's just doing all of them for himself,
Yeah. That's why he's
which
doing
I
so
do
few.
think is pretty funny.
He's got 6 films in like 30 years. You
Where does
know?
he get the money? Or does he
Uh
make so much doing?
yeah, he made so much doing this one.
And like this and probably Moulin Rouge that he's like, cool, I can.
Yeah. We just put that in a high yield savings account and we're good.
He just lives off interest.
Now I can make Elvis and no one can stop me. Let me tell you, someone should have stopped him.
No, Elvis is good. I know you don't like
Elvis
it.
is not
you're
good.
wrong.
Elvis is so not good.
Dude, he made this for only 14.5 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He really stretched that 14.5.
Yeah, the
I mean,
set
I know it's
pieces going
1996
on,
money, but
the
it's
cast
like a.
going on.
Well, I think it's filmed in Mexico City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that.
I think it was filmed in Veracruz also.
Okay. Yeah, but I think that maybe filming in Mexico maybe
Yeah. That
makes it
probably helped.
a little cheaper.
But
still, he really gets his money out of that.
Absolutely. Big cast. Whether the cast is good or not, who's to say? But getting a John Leguizamo at the time, getting a Paul Sorvino,
Paul Rudd's there.
Paul Rudd is there. And,
honestly, he does a pretty good job for like the 5 lines that he has in the movie.
Yeah, shout out Paul Rudd.
He sells the Shakespearean thing better than I would have expected from.
He's the only character that I look back on. I'm like, he was being normal. He was just like a normal guy. And Juliet, what a tragedy you have to pick between Leo and Paul Rudd.
And Paul Rudd, for all accounts, seems pretty chill.
Yeah.
And has less like negative things going on in his life than Leo, who's like just constantly in between like sneaking into your room and gang violence.
Yeah. But the second half of the movie where Leo's in the opened button up and you're like, well, maybe.
Yeah. It's I like that shirt.
I think he rocks it. I think he looks great.
I was being bullied. People were saying that shirt was bad, but I think the shirt was good. So, just letting the record show that you also think the shirt is good, and I'm not crazy.
I think the shirt is good.
I am not crazy.
Yeah. What's his stupid name?
Who?
The freaking
Romeo?
Dude. Benvolio.
Benvolio. I did not. Benvolio looked like the dumbest man on the planet.
Benvolio is the pink hair, if I'm correct.
Who's the fucking blonde hair guy? I mean, they both look
Amy
stupid.
Kennedy, Sampson. Benvolio, what a goddamn snitch, dude.
Yeah, those little guys, I don't trust guys like that.
And you know that you can't trust them in the opening when they're like yelling at cars.
Yeah.
This is not the road to be doing that on. They can't hear you. They're moving too fast. They got their radio up. Do it on a little residential street and yell at people walking. That's,
That's normal.
Don't do it. That's bad. Don't yell at people from your car. But if you're going to do it just to terrorize the neighborhood, that's what you do.
You got to plan that a little better.
Yeah. This is the only Shakespeare rendition I've seen where a guy licks his own nipple for no reason in like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, no, the movie, like when it starts, it's like, oh, hell yeah. I mean, it's like, it's crazy. And then it kind of loses some of that momentum, I would say.
Yeah.
Really, every time they cut back to Romeo doing dumb bullshit, I'm like, yeah, who fucking cares. You were saying it was kind of sleepy.
Yeah,
it took you like 4 hours to get through it or something.
Yeah. I really tried. I was pushing through and I was like, I'm just falling asleep. By the time they got to like the underwater pool scene, I was like, I'm out. I can't watch this movie anymore. And I was truly ready to scrap this episode. So I did end up giving it a 2-star and no like.
I wasn't expecting anything higher than that. Honestly, the fact that it got 2 stars at all, I was like, okay, you liked it maybe a little
I
bit
mean,
more
the 2
than you thought he
stars
was.
was for set decoration.
Yeah, again, like I
Music
think
and set
the film needs.
decoration are the centerpiece of this film, and they hold it up enough. Um, but if that's all you got, you don't have a good, compelling film.
Well, here's the thing: we talk a lot about these kinds of movies on the podcast, where it's like something to throw on in the background
Yeah.
and not pay that close attention to. And I think this is maybe the best iteration of that movie because you already know the plot because it's Romeo and Juliet. And really, the only thing to write home about are the visuals. So if you're just watching the movie and occasionally you look up and you're going to see something cool, probably you'll go, "Oh, that's neat," and you might pay attention for 5 minutes and then get bored, go back to the thing you're doing, and it's perfect as like a background thing to throw on.
Yeah.
Have a group of friends over and just chit chat, and then you go, "Oh, whoa, that guy licked his own nipple. That was weird," and then you just kind of go back to what you're doing, but it's like a little bit more uncomfortable. Like you just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great that kind of movie. And I mean, I think better than other movies that we've talked about on this podcast for that function specifically. Now, for actually watching it as a movie that you want to enjoy on its own merits, outside of the visual, it's
Yeah.
it's Romeo and Juliet, and you know, and
This
I don't know if I would want them to maximize the, you know, does the movie lose something if you take away the Shakespearean prose and you try and write the script out to be more fitting of the setting? Like, do you think you lose something there? I don't know.
I think you lose a little
Little
what the
zest.
French may call I don't know what. One of those one of those indescribable qualities that's just it
Yeah,
exists in the margins,
yeah. Because I think I would like it more if they rewrote the script and made it kind of less stilted and weird and like kind of hard
Yeah.
to sit through.
I think
But
it
I think it would be
less
kind of worse if you did that. I don't know.
yeah. I
It'd be
think
less remarkable.
if you remake this movie um with Mercutio as the lead, Romeo as like a B story,
Yeah.
um and you don't get rid of all of the Shakespearean, keep the monologues, keep like longer pieces of dialogue when it's just like when someone's just going like, "Prithee, sir," get rid of it. Don't need it.
Yeah, you can just have them talk normal for those.
Yeah, if it's a quick line of dialogue, just get a little understanding going through.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times where I'm like, I know what's happening, but like I don't know what these people are totally saying.
Yeah, big picture, you get it.
Yeah.
In word to word detail, you lost me. Is
Yeah.
that because we're stupid?
Yeah.
Who's to say?
You,
Maybe.
maybe update it to like 1920s dialogue, You're like,
Well,
don't
then
get it
again, that's
all the way
basically just
modern.
Great Gatsby.
Don't get it all the way modern, but you got people wearing flapper dresses or whatever, listening to swing music.
I mean, again, you're just describing Great Gatsby, another
Right,
movie
maybe I
where
gotta watch
Baz
Great
Luhrmann is.
Gatsby. Yeah, I don't know. It's it's fine. I'll say that. Claire
All right.
Danes won an MTV Movie Award for this film.
Really? They
Yep,
have
best
nobody else to
female
give it to?
performance.
What else has she
Uh,
been in?
That's a great question. She has been in Little Women,
But not the recent one.
Titanic. She turned down.
But she was in Brigsby Bear. I do actually want to watch that uh,
Um, Princess
for the program.
Mononoke.
Oh yeah, she
You'll
was.
love that one. Anyway, yeah, I don't know that this film is worth watching. And that's a theme that we seem to run into on this podcast. We
I
might
think we
just
really
not
try
like
to find
movies.
remarkable movies. You know, I think we try and find stuff that are either classics or things that people like or have some kind of renown. And
Yeah,
yet,
I like
it's
finding movies that everyone forgot about.
yeah, but then
But
that's not gonna get us clicks.
but what if they're underrated classics? What if they're overlooked genius?
That's Ricky Stenicki, and nobody watched that. No one listened to that episode of the
That is
podcast.
not an overlooked genius.
Look, I
If
mean, we have at least one over. We can do year two. It's just overlooked genius movies, which are basically just going to be our Comedy Central
yeah,
daytime
a
run movies.
2002 to 2009 comedy film
That would air on
starring,
Comedy Central when you're homesick from school.
yeah, it's either
Uh,
got Owen Wilson or Justin Long in it.
or it's a Grandma's Boy.
Oh, shout out Grandma's Boy.
That
Check that
that's
out.
an under remarked classic film.
That is a
But
classic film. What's that
it's great.
movie with that guy? I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
I don't know
Which
who it
guy?
is. I don't know. He looks like Greg Kinnear, but he's not.
It's nothing for me.
He's not Hugh Grant either.
Is he in Grandma's Boy?
No.
What a weird cast now that I'm looking at it.
Nick Swardson.
Wow. What a strange.
Mm-hmm.
Velmo's in this shit? What the hell? That's crazy.
Who's the guy? Because I collect DVDs, I end up watching a lot of trailers for the movies that came out whenever the
Yeah.
mid comedy that I'm watching was coming out on DVD.
Yeah.
A lot of forgotten classics in there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one movie where this guy, I cannot remember his name. He looks like a mix of Hugh Grant and Greg Kinnear. He's in that baseball movie. He is American. You know the one, dude. Come on. What's the baseball movie?
Moneyball? What?
No, it's older than that.
The baseball.
The Rookie, dude.
The
Shout out The
Rookie.
Rookie. What's who's the main guy in The Rookie? Hello? Dennis Quaid. So Dennis Quaid. He's in a forgotten classic where he is like on his second marriage. Let's see if I can find it. Dennis Quaid second marriage movie. This is important. Yours, Mine, and Ours. This is a 2005 classic. Nobody has seen this movie. I'm sorry to the fans that this took so long to find. Yours, Mine, and Ours, where Dennis Quaid has like 8 children, and then he marries a woman who has 10 children, and none of the kids get along, and the kids hatch a plan to make their parents get divorced so they don't have to hang out anymore.
It's
a forgotten classic.
It's certainly forgotten. I don't know if it's classic.
It's got Miranda Cosgrove in it. Much to consider.
iCarly, baby.
Yeah, I mostly know her as Summer Wheatley.
You got to watch all of iCarly.
That's not going to happen.
I think if we hit
It's
it,
got
we
Drake
should set
Bell
a
in it
goal.
also as well.
We should set a goal on the podcast. If we hit the goal, we have to do an iCarly marathon stream where we stream us watching every iCarly episode without break.
What's the runtime on that show?
It's 6 seasons. Every episode's like 22 minutes, right? There's like a few event episodes.
It's like 22 episodes a season, or is it like?
I think there's like.
Is it prestige TV? Six episodes.
There's less than 100 episodes.
Okay. All right. My goal, my podcast goal, for the folks who definitely want to see that. All of our fans are clamoring for iCarly content.
I don't think they would want the content. I think they would want us to go insane streaming iCarly.
They would love for that to happen, and they would watch none of the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
They'd just be like, "Oh, the live stream exists. Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
I'm glad they wasted.
Maybe we just turn it into an iCarly like special 2-hour episode of the podcast."
Yeah, then I could fake watching most episodes.
Yeah, I mean, well, what else do you have going on? You can't watch iCarly.
I'm not going to. Final thoughts about Rickeo plus Elliet?
I said on Letterboxd, it's like if you have to consume Romeo and Juliet with the original Shakespearean prose, I think this is the funniest way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks cool, and a lot of candles in the movie.
Yeah,
and it looked cool. Fun flick to have on the background and talk over.
Yeah, if you have a projector and you just like project this film silently over something else, that's an art project.
Yeah, you could get a lot of cool desktop backgrounds out of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
a lot of good content for like a fan cam of some kind.
Oh yeah, Leo fan cam, imagine a Mercutio fan cam,
folks.
If you want to get some easy clicks on social media, make a Mercutio fan cam.
We know there are some editors in the audience. Do that. Photoshop challenge for the week. I don't know. Take a scene from this movie and then change all their guns back to swords. That's your Photoshop challenge. I think that would be cool.
That would be if they had, or like if it was like Final Fantasy VIII and they're like gun blades.
Keyblade.
No,
give Leo a keyblade.
They should put Leo in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Disney owns Fox, right?
Probably, yeah.
So Fox, I believe, produced Romeo plus Juliet, which means there is an argument to be made that there could be a Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus Juliet world in Kingdom Hearts 4, which would be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Making Sora, Donald, and Goofy speak in Shakespearean prose. And like Mercutio's just like in drag and he's like your guest party member or something. Now that is peak gaming.
I might show up.
It'd be a great Kingdom Hearts world. It's kind of not a good movie, but it's a great Kingdom Hearts world.
Yeah. I would love that feedback in like a Hollywood studio meeting. It's like, I don't know if this is a full film. Can we get Kingdom Hearts on the line? That might be.
That should be my job as just like the Kingdom Hearts world consultant, where I'm like, yeah, I think this would be a Kingdom Hearts world. And if I say that, like, you know, most of the directors just kill themselves afterwards. But
yeah, some guy comes in. Here's my life's work. I have this script about a dog that not only can he talk, but he can dance. And you're like, wow, not a good Kingdom Hearts world.
No, I'd be like, that's like a Kingdom Hearts side world. You're there for some mini games, you know,
Yeah.
but no one really likes going there. You don't want
That's
to
like
hear that.
that's the aesthetic of the loading screens.
Yeah, it's
uh,
this fucking Winnie the Pooh world, you know,
yeah.
which is bullshit. Or fucking Little Mermaid world in Kingdom Hearts 2, which is just a rhythm mini game.
No, that
It's not
was
even a
of the
real level.
time. That was of the time. All right, folks, we've done our government mandated 45 minutes. That's it. badboycinemafanmail@gmail.com. If we get 3 people to tell us they want Moulin Rouge, we'll do Moulin Rouge. If we get 100 people to tell us to do iCarly, we will do season 1.
And we could do season 1 and then play it from here
Yeah.
by year. Yeah.
And then we need another 100. Could be the same 100. I won't
Yeah,
check.
you can just reply back to your original email, just say 2.
Yeah.
You know, just 3.
Yeah.
The time investment gets significantly shorter after those first 3, so maybe we can cut down the requirements, see. But we'll see. Well, if we get to 100 people in our inbox saying "Watch iCarly" season 1 and do an episode on it, sure.
Yeah, I mean, we could with our workflow, we could manage it without skipping a single episode, folks. Anything else? Let us just email us anything,
please.
Give us some suggestions. Tell us why I am correct about any of the movies we've discussed.
I mean, we've been in agreement for almost all of them.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm a little bit more correct than you.
I don't know about that.
I'm leaving some room. I said sometimes I'm more correct than you. That doesn't mean that you're never more correct than me, but I didn't say that.
All right.
Until next time, keep it rocking. What do I say?
It.
Cool it.